Chosen ones, this is a serious warning from God Himself, and it's not something to brush off. The message burning in your heart right now, the one that brought you to this video, is no accident. You're standing at a crossroads, and the Creator is speaking directly to your soul. Something massive is shifting in the spiritual realm, and it's about to change your life in ways you can't yet see. Stay with me, because what I'm about to share will shake you awake and set your path ablaze with purpose. If you feel this truth stirring in you, pause for a second, hit that like button, and type 777 inches the comments to declare you're ready to receive this divine warning. The world around you is trembling. You've seen it: chaos, confusion, systems crumbling. But you, chosen one, are not meant to be swept away by the storm. God has placed a shield around you, a divine protection that no force can break. This warning isn't about fear. It's about waking you up to the power you carry. The enemy wants you distracted, scrolling mindlessly, chasing fleeting pleasures. But God is calling you to rise, to stand firm, to claim the destiny He carved for you before time began. The gates of opportunity are creaking open, but you must listen closely to this message to walk through them. Think about Noah. The world laughed as he built the ark, calling him foolish, blind to the flood that was coming. Yet he heard God's warning and obeyed. That obedience didn't just save him, it changed history. You're in a similar moment. The floodwaters of change are rising, but you're not meant to drown. God is building something new in you, a foundation that will withstand what's coming. This isn't about hiding. It's about standing tall, knowing your purpose is unshakable. Type 777 inches the comments if you feel this truth anchoring in your spirit. The warning is clear. Don't let the noise of the world drown out God's voice. You're not here to blend in, to chase trends, or to shrink under pressure. You're a beacon, a light meant to pierce the darkness. The enemy will try to dim that light, whispering doubts, planting delays, offering shortcuts. But those shortcuts lead to dead ends. God's path for you is narrow but mighty, leading to a life of abundance, purpose, and eternal impact. Pause now, hit that subscribe button to join thousands of chosen ones walking this path, and let's keep moving forward together. Look at Esther. She wasn't born a queen, but when the moment came, she heeded the warning to act. She didn't let fear stop her from stepping into the king's court, risking everything for her people. That courage didn't come from her, it came from God's call. You're being called to a similar moment. The stakes are high, and the time to act is now. This warning is your signal to prepare, to align your heart with God's will, to let go of anything holding you back. The world may not see it yet, but your obedience will shift destinies. The enemy wants you to ignore this. They'll tempt you to stay comfortable, to doubt your worth, to think this message is for someone else. But God says you are His chosen. You're not random, not ordinary, not overlooked. Your name is written in His book, and this warning is your wake-up call to step into the authority He's given you. The trials you faced, those weren't accidents. They were training grounds, forging you into a vessel for His glory. Type 777 inches the comments to claim that authority right now. This isn't about fear. It's about focus. God is pulling back the veil, showing you the spiritual battle raging around you. Ephesians 6:12 says, "We wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities, against powers, against the rulers of the darkness of this world." You're not fighting people or circumstances. You're standing against forces that want to steal your purpose. But here's the truth. No weapon formed against you will prosper. God's warning is your armor, preparing you to walk boldly through the fire. Consider David facing Goliath. The giant wasn't just a man. He was a symbol of every obstacle that tries to intimidate you. David didn't win because he was stronger. He won because he trusted God's warning to step forward. You're facing your own giants right now, whether it's financial struggle, broken relationships, or inner doubts. But God's voice is louder than those giants. He's telling you to pick up your stones, to trust His strength, to move with unshakable faith. Your victory is already written. The world will try to pull you back. It'll offer distractions, endless notifications, fleeting pleasures, voices saying you're not enough. But God's warning cuts through that noise. He's saying, "You are mine, and I've called you for more." This is your moment to break free from cycles of lack, fear, or hesitation. You're not just surviving, you're stepping into a season of overflow. Hit that like button if you're ready to claim that overflow, and let's keep going deeper. Think about the Israelites at the Red Sea. Trapped between an army and an ocean, they heard God's warning through Moses. Stand still and see the salvation of the Lord. They didn't fight, they trusted, and the sea parted. You're at your own Red Sea moment. The path ahead may look impossible, but God is making a way. This warning is your signal to stand firm, to trust His timing, to believe the impossible is already unfolding. Type 777 one last time to seal this truth in your heart. God's warning isn't just about what's coming, it's about who you're becoming. Every trial, every tear, every moment you thought you'd break was shaping you into a warrior of light. The world may not see it yet, but you're being transformed. Your heart is growing stronger, your faith deeper, your purpose clearer. This isn't about chasing wealth or fame. It's about stepping into the divine identity God crafted for you. You're not just chosen, you're anointed for this moment. Look at Joseph, betrayed, sold into slavery, thrown into prison, yet he never lost sight of God's call. The warning came in his dreams, long before the palace. Those dreams weren't just visions, they were God's promise that no pit could hold him forever. You've had your own dreams, moments where God whispered your purpose. This warning is a reminder. Those dreams are still alive. The pit, the prison, the betrayal, they're not your story's end. They're the setup for your divine comeback. The enemy will try to make you doubt this. They'll point to your past, your mistakes, the times you fell. But God's warning is louder. Your past doesn't define you. Your mistakes don't disqualify you. You're being called to rise, to shake off the dust, to step into the glory prepared for you. The world may see you as ordinary, but in God's eyes, you're a masterpiece, crafted for impact. Subscribe now to join thousands of chosen ones claiming this truth, and let's keep walking this path. This warning is your invitation to act, not out of fear, but out of faith. God is opening doors no man can shut, but you have to walk through them. Revelation 3:8 says, "I have set before you an open door which no one is able to shut." That door is in front of you now. New opportunities, divine connections, breakthroughs you can't yet imagine. But you must move. Hesitation is the enemy's trap. Faith is your weapon. Step forward, knowing God is with you. Think of Daniel in the lion's den. The warning came when he refused to bow to the king's idol. He didn't waver, even facing death, and God shut the lions' mouths. Your lions, those fears, doubts, or obstacles, are no match for God's power. This warning is your call to stand firm, to trust that God will silence what tries to devour you. Your faith isn't just saving you, it's a testimony to the world that God is real. The shift is happening now. You feel it, the stirring in your spirit, the sense that something bigger is at play. This isn't just a moment, it's a movement. God is aligning people, resources, and opportunities to fulfill His purpose in you. But you must stay awake. The enemy will try to lull you into complacency, to make you think this warning is just another video. It's not. This is God speaking directly to your soul, calling you to rise above the ordinary. Look at Elijah. When he faced the prophets of Baal, the warning was clear. God's power would prevail. He didn't need to shout or strive. He trusted God's fire to fall. And it did. Your fire is coming, your breakthrough, your healing, your restoration. This warning is your signal to prepare your altar, to trust God's timing, to believe His power will show up. The world will see His glory through you. This warning carries weight because it's not just about you, it's about the legacy you're building. Your obedience today will ripple through generations. Like Abraham, who left everything to follow God's call, you're being asked to trust the unseen. He didn't know where he was going, but he knew who was leading him. You don't need all the answers right now. You just need to follow the one who holds your future. The enemy will try to make this warning feel heavy, like a burden, but it's not. It's a gift, a divine alert to wake you up to your purpose. God isn't warning you to scare you. He's warning you to prepare you. The battles you've fought, the scars you carry, they're not signs of defeat. They're badges of your calling. You're not just surviving, you're being shaped into a vessel for God's glory. Hit that like button if you're ready to embrace this truth. Consider Mary, the mother of Jesus. When the angel delivered God's warning, it wasn't just a message. It was a call to carry something greater than herself. She didn't understand every detail, but she said, "Let it be to me according to your word." That's your call right now. Say yes to God's warning, even if the path isn't clear. Your yes will unlock miracles, shift circumstances, and open heavens over your life. The world is shifting, and you're at the center of it. God's warning is your anchor, keeping you steady as everything else shakes. You're not here to follow the crowd or chase fleeting trends. You're here to lead, to shine, to show the world what it looks like to walk in divine purpose. The enemy can't stop you, because God has already gone before you. Your path is set, your victory assured, your destiny unstoppable. Think of Jonah. God's warning came, but he ran. The storm, the whale, the struggle, they weren't punishment. They were God's way of bringing him back to purpose. If you've been running from your calling, this warning is your wake-up call. Stop running. Embrace the path God has for you. It won't always be easy, but it will always be worth it. Your purpose is bigger than your fears. This warning is a fire in your bones, urging you to move, to act, to trust. God is doing something new in you, something that will shock those who doubted you. Like Lazarus, you're being called out of the grave, out of dead dreams, dead hopes, dead seasons. The world thought you were finished, but God says you're just beginning. Step into this new season with boldness, knowing He's already paved the way. The enemy will try to twist this warning, making you think it's too late, that you've missed your chance. But God's timing is perfect. Ecclesiastes 3:11 says, "He has made everything beautiful in its time." Your time is now. This warning is your signal that the clock is ticking, but it's ticking in your favor. Every step you take in faith moves you closer to the life God designed for you. Look at Peter. When Jesus warned him of the trials ahead, Peter didn't fully grasp it. He stumbled, denied Christ, felt the weight of failure. But that wasn't the end. Jesus restored him, and Peter became the rock on which the church was built. Your stumbles don't disqualify you. They prepare you. This warning is God's way of saying, get up. Your story isn't over. Your greatest chapter is starting now. This is your moment to rise above the noise, to silence the doubts, to walk in the authority God has given you. The world may try to pull you back, but you're not of this world. You're a chosen one, marked for greatness, called to shift atmospheres. This warning is your battle cry, your reminder that God's power in you is greater than any force against you. Subscribe now to stand with thousands of chosen ones claiming this truth. Think of Paul on the road to Damascus. Blinded by light, he heard God's warning, a call to turn from his old ways and step into a new purpose. That moment changed him from a persecutor to a preacher. You're on your own Damascus road. This warning is your light, revealing the path God has for you. It's not about who you were, it's about who you're becoming in Him. The enemy wants you to see this warning as a threat, but it's a promise. God is warning you because He loves you, because He sees the greatness in you, because He's preparing you for a life that will leave others in awe. You're not here to play small. You're here to carry His glory, to walk in His power, to live a life that testifies to His goodness. Every step you take in faith is a step toward that destiny. Consider Ruth. Her warning came through Naomi's urging to stay behind, to choose safety. But Ruth chose faith, stepping into an unknown land. That choice led her to Boaz, to a legacy that birthed King David and, ultimately, Jesus. Your choice to heed this warning will lead you to your own Boaz, your place of provision, purpose, and divine connection. Trust God's leading, even when it feels uncertain. This warning is your call to action, not to strive, but to surrender, not to fight in your own strength, but to rest in God's. He's already fighting your battles, aligning your steps, opening doors you can't yet see. Your job is to listen, to trust, to move when He says move. The world will try to drown out His voice, but you were made to hear it. You were made for this moment. Look at Gideon. He was hiding, doubting his worth, when God's warning came. The Lord is with you, mighty warrior. Gideon didn't feel mighty, but God saw what he couldn't. This warning is God seeing the warrior in you, the leader, the world changer. You may feel small, but in His eyes, you're mighty. Step into that identity and watch the world shift around you. The enemy will try to make you question this. They'll whisper that you're not ready, not worthy, not chosen. But God's warning is louder. You are enough because He is enough. Your strength doesn't come from you. It comes from the one who called you. This is your moment to stand, to shine, to show the world what a chosen one looks like when they walk in God's power. This warning is a line in the sand. On one side is the life you've known, comfortable, familiar, but limited. On the other is the life God has for you, bold, purposeful, overflowing with His glory. The choice is yours, but the warning is clear. Don't settle for less than God's best. You're not here to survive. You're here to thrive, to lead, to leave a legacy that echoes through eternity. Think of Moses at the burning bush. God's warning was unmistakable. Take off your sandals, for the place where you are standing is holy ground. That moment wasn't just about a mission, it was about a transformation. God was calling Moses out of his past into a purpose that would free a nation. This warning is your burning bush, calling you out of your past into a purpose that will change lives. The world will try to pull you back into old patterns, old fears, old limits. But God's warning is your freedom. It's your signal that the old is gone, the new has come. You're not who you were. You're a chosen one, marked by God, sealed by His Spirit, destined for greatness. Every step you take in faith is a step toward the life He's prepared for you. Look at Nehemiah. When he heard the warning about Jerusalem's broken walls, he didn't ignore it. He prayed, acted, and rebuilt what was lost. You're being called to rebuild your dreams, your faith, your future. This warning is your blueprint, showing you that God has already provided everything you need. Trust Him, move forward, and watch the walls of impossibility crumble. This warning is your wake-up call to see the spiritual reality around you. You're not just navigating a physical world, you're walking in a spiritual one. Angels are watching, forces are aligning, and God is moving. This isn't about fear, it's about faith. It's about knowing that the Creator of the universe has chosen you for this moment, this purpose, this destiny. Hit that like button if you're ready to walk in that truth. Consider Jeremiah. God's warning came before he was even born. Before I formed you in the womb, I knew you. Your calling isn't new, it's eternal. This warning is a reminder that God has always known you, always chosen you, always prepared you. The struggles, the doubts, the battles, they were all part of His plan to shape you into the warrior you are today. The enemy will try to make this warning feel like a weight, but it's a wings. It's lifting you above the chaos, above the doubt, above the limitations of this world. You're not bound by what others think or what circumstances say. You're bound for glory, for purpose, for a life that shines with God's light. This warning is your signal to soar, to rise, to become everything He created you to be. Think of John the Baptist. His warning echoed in the wilderness, "Prepare the way for the Lord." He wasn't just preaching, he was paving a path for Jesus. You're paving a path right now for yourself, for others, for God's kingdom. This warning is your call to prepare, to clear out distractions, to make room for the miraculous. Your life is about to become a testimony of His power. The world may not understand you. They may mock, doubt, or try to pull you back. But God's warning is your shield. It's your reminder that you're not walking alone. Psalm 91:11 says, "He will command His angels concerning you to guard you in all your ways." You're protected, guided, and empowered. This warning is your assurance that no force can stop what God has started in you. This is your moment to let go of what's held you back. Old habits, old fears, old doubts, they have no place in the life God's calling you to. Like Elisha, who burned his plows to follow God's call, burn what's keeping you from your purpose. This warning is your signal to leave the past behind and step into the future God has prepared. Your destiny is waiting. The enemy will try to make you think this warning is just words, just another message. But it's not. It's a divine interruption, a holy moment where God is speaking directly to you. You're not here by chance. You're here because God chose you, called you, and is now warning you to rise. Your life is about to shift in ways that will leave others in awe of His power. Look at Deborah. When the warning came to lead Israel into battle, she didn't hesitate. She trusted God's call, rallied the troops, and won a victory that echoed through generations. You're being called to lead in your own way, to step into your authority, to trust God's voice, to win battles others thought were impossible. This warning is your rally cry to move now. This warning is your turning point. God is aligning every detail of your life, your relationships, your resources, your opportunities for His purpose. You're not just walking through life, you're walking into destiny. The world may try to distract you, but God's voice is clearer. Trust it, follow it, watch how He turns your obedience into miracles. Think of Hannah. Her warning came in her barrenness, a cry from her heart that God heard. Her faithfulness led to Samuel, a prophet who changed a nation. Your cries, your prayers, your struggles, God has heard them all. This warning is his answer, a promise that your faithfulness will birth something greater than you can imagine. Keep trusting. The enemy wants you to stay small, to think this warning doesn't apply to you. But God says otherwise. You're his chosen, his warrior, his masterpiece. This warning is your signal to rise above the noise, to step into your calling, to live a life that glorifies him. The world is watching, and your life is about to become a living testimony of his power. This is your moment to claim what God has for you. Not tomorrow, not next week now. The warning is urgent because the time is now. God is moving, and he's calling you to move with him. Like Joshua at Jericho, your obedience will bring down walls. Your faith will open doors. Your trust will unleash miracles. Step into this moment with boldness. The world may try to pull you back, but God's warning is your anchor. It's your reminder that you're not fighting alone. The Creator of the universe is with you, guiding you, empowering you. This isn't just a warning, it's a promise that your life is about to change, that your purpose is unfolding, that your destiny is unstoppable. Keep moving forward, chosen one, chosen ones. This warning is your signal to break free from chains you didn't even know were holding you. The world has tried to box you in, to make you think your dreams are too big, your purpose too far off. But God is saying, enough. He's tearing down those limits, exposing the lies that kept you small. You're not meant to live in a cage of doubt or fear. This moment is your escape, your chance to step into the vastness of his plan for you. Trust his voice over the noise, and watch how he sets you free. Think of Lazarus, bound in grave clothes, sealed in a tomb. The world thought he was done, but Jesus called him out. That call wasn't just for life, it was for purpose. You're being called out of your own tomb, out of places where you felt stuck, forgotten, or buried. This warning is God's voice cutting through the stone, saying, come forth. Your dreams, your hopes, your calling, they're not dead. They're waiting for you to rise and claim them. The enemy will try to keep you bound. They'll whisper that your past mistakes define you, that your failures are final. But God's warning is a hammer, shattering those lies. You're not your past. You're his chosen, crafted for a purpose that no failure can erase. Psalm 139:14 says, I am fearfully and wonderfully made. That's not just poetry, it's your identity. This warning is your reminder to stand in that truth, to walk in the confidence of who God says you are. Consider Sarah. She laughed when God promised her a son, thinking her time had passed. But God's warning wasn't about her limits, it was about his power. Isaac was born, not because Sarah was ready, but because God was faithful. You may feel like your time has passed, like your dreams are too old to come true. But this warning is God's promise that his timing is perfect, and your season of fulfillment is closer than you think. The world will try to make you doubt this. They'll point to your age, your circumstances, your setbacks. But God's warning is louder. Your story isn't over. He's writing a new chapter, one where your faith turns impossibilities into realities. You're not too late, too broken, or too small. You're right on time, chosen for a purpose that will shift the world around you. Keep listening, keep trusting, keep moving. This warning is a call to see beyond the surface. The world shows you chaos, headlines screaming, systems failing, people panicking, but God is showing you something deeper. He's revealing the spiritual currents moving beneath it all. You're not meant to be swept away by the chaos. You're meant to navigate it with divine clarity. This warning is your lens, helping you see what others miss, guiding you through the storm with unshakable peace. Look at Elisha. When his servant saw the enemy army surrounding them, he panicked. But Elisha prayed, "Open his eyes, Lord, so he may see." And the servant saw chariots of fire, God's army, ready to fight. This warning is your prayer answered. Your eyes are opening. You're seeing the spiritual protection around you, the divine forces at work. The enemy may seem overwhelming, but God's power is greater. Trust what you see in the spirit, not the fear in the world. The enemy wants you to focus on the visible bills piling up, relationships straining, dreams fading. But God's warning is pulling your eyes upward. Colossians 3:2 says, "Set your mind on things above, not on earthly things." This is your call to shift your perspective, to see the eternal over the temporary. Your circumstances don't define you. God's promises do. This warning is your reminder to anchor your heart in His truth, not the world's lies. Think of Rahab. She lived in a city doomed to fall, surrounded by fear and chaos. But she heard God's warning through the spies and acted in faith. That choice didn't just save her. It made her part of Jesus' lineage. You're in your own Jericho, surrounded by walls that seem unbreakable. But this warning is your signal that those walls are coming down. Your faith, your obedience, your trust, they're rewriting your story. The world will try to keep you trapped in the ordinary. It'll tell you to play it safe, to settle for less, to ignore the fire in your soul. But God's warning is a spark, igniting that fire into a blaze. You're not here to live a small life. You're here to carry His glory, to walk in His power, to change the world with your purpose. This warning is your call to break free, to rise above, to become the force God created you to be. Consider Jonah again. His warning came in the belly of the whale, a dark place where he faced his own rebellion. But even there, God's voice reached him, calling him back to purpose. You may be in a dark place, feeling lost, stuck, or overwhelmed. This warning is God's voice reaching you, saying, "I haven't forgotten you. Your dark place isn't your end. It's your turning point. Trust Him to lead you out." The enemy will try to make you feel alone in this. They'll whisper that no one understands, that your struggles are too big, that God's forgotten you. But this warning is proof He hasn't. You're not alone. He's with you, and He's placed you among a community of chosen ones walking this path. Hit that subscribe button to join thousands of souls standing firm in their calling, and let's keep moving forward together. This warning is your signal to prepare for acceleration. God is speeding things up. Doors that were closed are swinging open. Opportunities you prayed for are appearing. Connections you didn't expect are forming. But you must be ready. The enemy will try to slow you down with doubt, with fear, with distractions. This warning is your call to stay sharp, to keep your eyes on God, to move when He says move. Look at Philip. Acts 8 tells how the Spirit told him to go to a desert road, no explanation given. He obeyed, and that obedience led to a divine encounter that changed a man's life and spread the gospel. Your obedience to this warning will lead to your own divine encounters. You may not see the full picture yet, but God is aligning every step. Trust His direction and watch how He moves. The world will try to pull you into its rhythm, busy, chaotic, draining. But God's warning is setting a new pace. You're not meant to run ragged, chasing the world's approval. You're meant to walk in divine timing, moving with purpose and peace. This warning is your reminder to slow down where it matters, to listen to His voice, to let Him guide your steps. Your path is different because your calling is divine. Think of Samuel. As a boy, he heard God's warning voice in the night, calling his name. He didn't understand at first, but he learned to listen. That listening led him to become a prophet who shaped a nation. This warning is God calling your name, waking you to your purpose. You may not understand every word yet, but keep listening. His voice is guiding you to a destiny bigger than you can imagine. The enemy wants you to ignore this call. They'll flood your life with noise, endless tasks, petty drama, fleeting worries. But God's warning is your anchor, pulling you back to what matters. You're not here to get lost in the chaos. You're here to rise above it. This warning is your signal to tune out the distractions and tune into his voice. Your purpose is waiting, and it's closer than you think. This warning is a mirror, showing you who you really are. Not the version the world sees, not the one weighed down by past mistakes, but the chosen one God created. You're not defined by your failures, your fears, or your flaws. You're defined by his love, his power, his purpose for you. This warning is your call to look in that mirror, to see the warrior, the leader, the light bearer you were always meant to be. Consider Ezekiel. God's warning came to him in a vision of dry bones, a valley of death that seemed hopeless. But God said, "Prophesy to these bones and say to them, 'Dry bones, hear the word of the Lord.' And they lived." Your life may feel like a valley of dry bones, dreams that seem dead, hopes that feel lost. But this warning is God's command to speak life, to trust his power, to watch him resurrect what you thought was gone. The world will try to keep you focused on the dry bones, on what's broken or lost. But God's warning is shifting your gaze to what's possible. He's not just restoring what was, he's creating something new. Your life is about to become a testimony of his power, to bring life where death once reigned. Trust this warning and speak life over your dreams, your future, your purpose. Look at Mary Magdalene. She carried a past that could have defined her, but Jesus' warning to her wasn't about shame, it was about freedom. He saw her, called her, and made her a witness to his resurrection. This warning is God seeing you, calling you, freeing you from what tried to hold you. Your past doesn't disqualify you. It's the foundation for your testimony. Step into that freedom now. The enemy will try to make this warning feel like a burden, like a call to strive harder. But it's not. It's an invitation to rest in God's strength. You don't have to fight alone. He's already won the battle. This warning is your reminder to let go of control, to trust his plan, to walk in the peace that comes from knowing he's got you. Your breakthrough is coming because he's already paved the way. This warning is your signal to align with God's timing. The world runs on its own, clock rushing, stressing, chasing deadlines. But God's clock is different. He's not late, not early, but always on time. Ecclesiastes 3:1 says, "There is a time for everything, and a season for every activity under the heavens." This is your season, chosen one. This warning is your call to step into it, to trust his perfect timing, to watch his plan unfold. Think of Elizabeth. Barren for years, she could have given up hope. But God's warning through the angel promised a son, John the Baptist, at the exact right time. Your delays aren't denials, they're divine setups. This warning is your signal that God's promise is coming, that your season of barrenness is ending, that your purpose is about to bloom. Trust his timing and get ready for the harvest. The world will try to rush you, to make you think you're behind. But God's warning is your reminder to wait on him. Psalm 27:14 says, "Wait for the Lord, be strong, and take heart, and wait for the Lord." Your strength isn't in rushing, it's in trusting. This warning is your call to stand firm, to wait with faith, to know that God's plan is worth the wait. Your breakthrough is closer than you think. This warning is a fire, burning away what doesn't belong. Old mindsets, toxic relationships, limiting beliefs, they're being consumed by God's truth. You're not here to carry baggage, you're here to carry His glory. This warning is your signal to let go of what's weighing you down, to step into the lightness of His purpose, to walk unburdened into the life He's prepared for you. Look at Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego. The warning came when they refused to bow to the idol. The fire was real, but so was God's power. They walked through the flames unharmed, a testimony to His protection. Your fire, your trials, your challenges isn't here to destroy you. It's here to reveal God's power in you. This warning is your call to walk through the fire, knowing He's with you. The enemy will try to make you fear the flames. They'll whisper that you're not strong enough, that you'll burn. But God's warning is your shield. Isaiah 43:2 says, "When you walk through the fire, you will not be burned. The flames will not set you ablaze." You're not just surviving the fire. You're coming out refined, stronger, ready for the purpose God has for you. Keep walking, chosen one. This warning is your invitation to dream bigger. The world wants you to settle for small, to think your goals are too much. But God is saying, dream with me. His plans for you are beyond what you can imagine. Jeremiah 29:11 says, "I know the plans I have for you, plans to prosper you and not to harm you, plans to give you hope and a future." This warning is your call to embrace those plans, to dream without limits, to trust His vision for your life. Think of Joseph again. His dreams as a boy seemed impossible. His brothers mocked him. His circumstances buried him. But God's warning kept him anchored. Those dreams led him from the pit to the palace. Your dreams, no matter how big, are not too much for God. This warning is your signal to hold fast to them, to trust that He's bringing them to life, to believe that your palace is coming. The world will try to shrink your vision. It'll tell you to be realistic, to play it safe. But God's warning is your call to dream boldly. You're not here to fit into the world's mold. You're here to break it. Your dreams are seeds God planted in you, and this warning is the water to make them grow. Trust Him, dream big, and watch how He turns your vision into reality. This warning is your signal to walk in authority. You're not a bystander in your own life. You're a co-creator with God. He's given you power to speak life, to shift atmospheres, to change what's around you. Luke 10:19 says, "I have given you authority to trample on snakes and scorpions and to overcome all the power of the enemy." This warning is your call to use that authority, to speak boldly, to live fearlessly. Look at Jesus in the wilderness. Satan offered Him the world, but Jesus didn't negotiate. He spoke with authority, quoting God's word, and the enemy fled. You have that same authority. This warning is your reminder to use it to speak truth over lies, to declare victory over defeat, to walk in the power God's given you. The enemy can't stand against you when you know who you are. The world will try to make you feel powerless. It'll point to your struggles, your limits, your lack. But God's warning is your reminder that you're not fighting in your own strength. His power flows through you, making you unstoppable. This warning is your call to rise up, to speak with boldness, to walk in the authority of a chosen one. The world is waiting to see His power through you. This warning is a call to surrender control. The world tells you to grip tightly, to plan every step, to force your way. But God's way is different. He's asking you to let go, to trust His plan, to rest in His guidance. Proverbs 3:5-6 says, Trust in the Lord with all your heart, and lean not on your own understanding. In all your ways submit to him, and he will make your path straight. This warning is your signal to release control and let him lead. Think of Abraham again. He left his home, his comfort, his plans, because God called him. He didn't know the destination, but he trusted the one who did. You're being called to a similar trust. This warning is your signal to let go of what you're clinging to: fear, control, doubt, and follow God's voice. He's leading you to a place you can't yet see, but it's better than you can imagine. The enemy will try to make you hold on tighter. They'll whisper that letting go means losing, that trusting God is risky. But this warning is your assurance that God's plan is better than yours. Surrender isn't weakness, it's wisdom. It's knowing that the Creator of the universe has your future in his hands. Let go, trust him, and watch how he aligns every detail for your good. This warning is your call to shine brighter. The world is dark, but you're a light. Matthew 5:16 says, "Let your light shine before others, that they may see your good deeds and glorify your Father in heaven." You're not here to hide. You're here to illuminate. This warning is God's signal to step out, to let your life reflect his glory, to show the world what faith looks like in action. Look at the apostles after Pentecost. They were ordinary men, but the Holy Spirit turned them into flames of faith. Their words, their actions, their lives shone so brightly that thousands came to know God. You have that same spirit. This warning is your call to let it burn, to live so boldly that others see God through you. Your light isn't just for you, it's for the world. The enemy will try to dim your shine. They'll push you to blend in, to stay quiet, to play it safe. But this warning is your reminder that you were born to stand out. Your light isn't fragile, it's fierce. It's God's power in you, breaking through the darkness. Shine anyway, chosen one. Let your life be a beacon, drawing others to his truth. This warning is your signal to embrace the unknown. The world loves certainty, plans, predictability, but God's path often leads through mystery. He's calling you to trust him in the fog, to walk where you can't see the end. Hebrews 11:1 says, "Faith is confidence in what we hope for, and assurance about what we do not see." This warning is your call to step into the unknown, knowing he's already there. Think of Peter walking on water. The waves were real, the storm was fierce, but Jesus was there. Peter's faith let him step out, even when logic screamed to stay in the boat. You're being called out of your boat, out of comfort, out of safety, out of the known. This warning is your signal to take that step, to trust Jesus' voice over the storm, to walk where only faith can carry you. The world will try to keep you in the boat. It'll tell you the waves are too high, the risk too great. But God's warning is your assurance that he's holding you up. The unknown isn't your enemy, it's your training ground. Every step you take in faith builds your strength, sharpens your vision, prepares you for the purpose waiting on the other side. Keep walking, chosen one. This warning is a call to rebuild what's broken, your life, your dreams, your relationships. God is in the business of restoration. Joel 2:25 says, "I will restore to you the years that the locust has eaten." What the enemy stole, God is giving back, better, stronger, more beautiful. This warning is your signal to pick up the pieces, to trust his rebuilding process, to believe your story is far from over. Look at Nehemiah again. He saw broken walls and a shattered city, but he didn't despair. He prayed, worked, and trusted God to rebuild. You're being called to do the same. This warning is your blueprint for restoration, your heart, your finances, your purpose. The enemy may have torn things down, but God is building them up. Trust his hands and watch what he creates. The world will try to keep you focused on the ruins. It'll point to what's lost, what's broken, what's gone. But God's warning is your vision of what's coming. He's not just patching things up, he's making them new. Your life is a canvas, and God is painting a masterpiece. This warning is your call to trust the artist, to believe in the beauty he's creating, to step into the new thing he's doing. This warning is your signal to stand in your truth. The world will try to define you by your job, your status, your mistakes. But God says you're his. Your identity isn't up for debate. It's sealed in heaven. Galatians 2:20 says, I have been crucified with Christ, and I no longer live, but Christ lives in me. This warning is your call to live that truth, to walk in the power of who you are in him, to let his life shine through you. Think of Stephen. Facing death, he didn't waver. He spoke truth, saw heaven open, and became a martyr whose faith still inspires. Your truth, your faith, your calling, your purpose is your power. This warning is your signal to stand firm in it, to speak it boldly, to live it unapologetically. The world may push back, but your truth will stand. The enemy will try to silence you. They'll whisper that your voice doesn't matter, that your story isn't enough. But God's warning is your megaphone, your life, your faith, your testimony. They're weapons in his hands. This warning is your call to speak, to live, to shine with the truth of who you are. The world needs your voice, chosen one. Don't hold it back. This warning is a call to trust God's process. The world loves instant results, quick fixes, easy wins. But God's ways are deeper, his timing richer. He's shaping you through every season, waiting, working, weeping. Psalm 138:8 says, The Lord will fulfill his purpose for me. This warning is your assurance that every step, every struggle, every moment is part of his perfect plan for you. Look at David again. Years passed between his anointing and his crown. He faced giants, betrayal, wilderness, but every moment was preparation. Your waiting isn't wasted, it's holy. This warning is your signal to trust the process, to embrace the journey, to know that every step is leading you to your throne. God's not done with you. He's just getting started. The world will try to make you rush the process. It'll tell you you're behind, that you need to force things now. But God's warning is your reminder to rest in his timing. Your purpose isn't fragile, it's eternal. This warning is your call to keep walking, to trust each step, to believe that God's plan is unfolding exactly as it should. Your crown is coming, chosen one. This warning is your signal to embrace your uniqueness. The world wants you to conform, to fit its mold, to dim your light. But God created you to stand out. You're not meant to be like everyone else. You're his masterpiece, one of a kind. Ephesians 2:10 says, We are God's handiwork, created in Christ Jesus to do good works, which God prepared in advance for us to do. This warning is your call to shine as you, not as the world wants. Think of John the Baptist again. He didn't dress like the religious leaders or speak like them. He was wild, different, set apart, and that's why his voice carried. Your uniqueness is your strength. This warning is your signal to embrace it, to live boldly as the one God created, to let your life testify to his creativity. The world needs your difference, chosen one. The enemy will try to make you feel out of place. They'll whisper that you don't belong, that your uniqueness is a flaw. But God's warning is your affirmation. You were made for this. Your quirks, your passions, your story, They're all part of his design. This warning is your call to stand tall, to embrace who you are, to let your life shine with the beauty of God's creation. This warning is a call to release judgment. The world thrives on comparison, on pointing fingers, on tearing down. But God's calling you higher to love, to forgive, to see others through his eyes. Matthew 7:1 says, "Do not judge, or you too will be judged." This warning is your signal to let go of resentment, to release grudges, to walk in the freedom of his grace. Your heart is meant for love, not judgment. Look at Jesus with the woman caught in adultery. The crowd was ready to stone her, but he saw her heart. His warning to them, "Let anyone without sin cast the first stone," shifted everything. You're being called to shift atmospheres, to see the broken with compassion, to offer grace where the world offers judgment. This warning is your signal to love like him, to change lives with your mercy. The enemy will try to keep you trapped in judgment. They'll stir anger, resentment, or pride to hold you back. But God's warning is your freedom. Releasing judgment doesn't weaken you, it strengthens you. It aligns your heart with his, making you a vessel for his love. This warning is your call to let go, to love deeply, to live in the freedom of his grace. The world will see him through you. This warning is your signal to trust God's provision. The world tells you to worry about money, about tomorrow, about what you lack. But God says, "I've got you." Philippians 4:19 says, "My God will meet all your needs according to the riches of his glory in Christ Jesus." This warning is your reminder that he's your provider, your source, your supply. Your needs are already met in him. Think of the widow who gave her last coins. Jesus saw her offering not as lack, but as faith. Her trust in God's provision made her gift greater than the rich man's wealth. You may feel like you're down to your last energy, last hope, last dollar. But this warning is God's promise that your last is enough when it's in his hands. Trust him, give what you have, and watch him multiply it. The world will try to make you cling to scarcity. It'll whisper that you don't have enough, that you need to hoard. But God's warning is your call to live in abundance. His provision isn't limited by what you see, it's limitless in his hands. This warning is your signal to trust his supply, to give generously, to live knowing he's already provided. Your overflow is coming, chosen one. This warning is a call to walk in gratitude. The world pushes you to focus on what's missing, but God's calling you to see what's here. 1 Thessalonians 5:18 says, "Give thanks in all circumstances, for this is God's will for you in Christ Jesus." Gratitude isn't just a feeling, it's a weapon. It shifts your perspective, breaks chains, opens doors. This warning is your signal to give thanks, to see his hand in every moment, to live with a heart full of praise. Look at Paul and Silas singing in prison. Their chains didn't stop their worship, and their worship broke their chains. Your circumstances don't define your gratitude, your faith does. This warning is your call to sing, to praise, to thank God, even in the dark. Your gratitude will shake the ground, open prison doors, and release miracles. Start praising now, chosen one. The enemy will try to steal your joy. They'll point to your struggles, your losses, your pain. But God's warning is your reminder that joy is your strength. Gratitude turns your eyes from lack to abundance, from fear to faith. This warning is your call to thank him for what he's done, what he's doing, and what he's about to do. Your praise is a weapon, and it's breaking chains right now. This warning is your signal to trust God's protection. The world is full of threats seen and unseen, but God is your shield. Psalm 91:4 says, He will cover you with his feathers, and under his wings you will find refuge. You're not exposed, you're covered. This warning is your reminder that no attack, no scheme, no force can break through his protection. You're safe in his hands. Think of Daniel again. The lion's den was real, but so was God's power. The lions couldn't touch him because God's angels shut their mouths. Your lions, your fears, your enemies, your battles are no match for his protection. This warning is your signal to rest in his covering, to trust his angels are guarding you, to know that no harm can come where he stands. The world will try to make you feel vulnerable. It'll point to dangers, risks, uncertainties. But God's warning is your assurance. You're untouchable in his care. His protection isn't just a promise, it's a reality. This warning is your call to walk boldly, to face your lions, to know that God's got you covered. No weapon formed against you will prosper. This warning is a call to embrace your influence. You're not just here to live, you're here to lead. God has